Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Box Score Sports YouTube channel. I'm your host, Ryan. On today's clip, we are going to continue our NBA season preview with the Denver Nuggets. Before me and Clint get into our predictions with the Nuggets, let us know down in the comments down below. What are your predictions? What do you think of the Nuggets season? If you want to know our thoughts of their offseason, we do have a clip already made. You can go check that out. It's by division, so you'll have to find their division and we talk about their moves. Okay, Clint, going into the season, let's start with the preview of let me get their stats up first. Okay, so they were 50-32. They lost in the conference semifinals to the Thunder last year. They added Bruce Brown, Tim Hardaway Jr., Cameron Johnson, and Valanciunas, and the only one of note that they lost was Michael Porter Jr. So, Clint, what is their strength? What are you most looking forward to going into the season for the Nuggets?
So obviously it all revolves around Jokic.
Yeah.
And so you obviously there's not a lot to talk about there because he's just really good and we know what to expect. So yeah. I'm going to put down, and this sounds like really niche, the strength is they actually have a backup center now.
Yeah. I put down center position, by the way, like Valanciunas. Yeah, go ahead.
Just having someone that if Jokic needs to take a night off, needs to not play 38 minutes, you have someone behind that can do, obviously not the same, similar. You can put him at the elbow. He passes the ball pretty good. He's a really good rebounder. Gets in there, mixes it up, and occasionally he'll have games where he makes threes. So I think that is a strength to be able to not just have to patch it together and hopefully when Jokic leaves the floor, just bleeding points.
Yeah, I love it. I love that move for them. I guess I'll just add something else then, just because that's the same thing I put down as their center position with Valanciunas having a backup center. But just I think the depth of this team now looks better. Last year, they like couldn't find 6 players to play in the playoffs, right? But this year they now added, like we mentioned, Cameron Johnson, Bruce Brown, he can play, Tim Hardaway Jr. can play in the playoffs. And then most importantly, Valanciunas, where hopefully in the playoffs you can rest Jokic to 8 to 10 minutes a game, which I think will help him last longer and him being more effective as the playoff series, goes further into those games. So, I just think the additions all around has helped this team look like a better team.
And you might even be able to, depending on the matchup, play 2 bigs like against Houston. If you can get a lineup where you get both of them out there if the Rockets are going to do something similar.
Yeah, like Adams and so on. Right, exactly. Yeah. Okay, biggest weakness going into the season for the Nuggets.
I still think it comes down to guards. Jamal Murray, he hasn't regained that level. He's kind of like guard Chris Middleton for me, where it just, he had that title run. And then since then it's been like a nagging injury. Doesn't quite look the same. Sometimes you see it and you're like, that's what the Nuggets need. But if he can't get back to, especially for the playoffs, if he can't get back to close to that level, I think it's problems, especially in the West with the guards that they have. So I think the weakness is Jamal Murray's got to show it. He's got to do it for the year and stay healthy.
Yeah, they need him to be that guy again, because Jokic needs a number 2. Every player needs a number 2. Murray's got to step up and be that guy again. It's weird, he'll go on slumps and stuff, and then he'll show score 50 points in a playoff game or whatever. And you're like, oh, hey, there it is. So yeah, just a little bit more consistency from him. I like that. Athleticism is the big question for me. Again, I just think when you look at a lot of these young teams, I mean, in their starting lineup right now, other than Aaron Gordon, do you view as even some of their even their backups athletes? Like Watson is kind of a long athlete, but then he can't shoot. But again, you're playing against the Thunder and the Rockets, who are uber young and athletic at all positions basically. So it's just like a worry of mine. I think this is a team that showed last year this is something they can overcome, but I'm still worried about it because when you think about where their conference is going, the athletes on the in the conference, I do think it's a weakness of theirs.
Yes, I would agree with that one.
Yeah. Big question moving forward into the season for the Nuggets.
So how good are these additions?
Mm.
Is Cam Johnson a big upgrade over Porter Jr.? Does Bruce Brown have anything left? And Tim Hardaway, I guess we kind of know it. He's kind of been the same player. So, you know, hit or miss, he can come in sometimes. But specifically, Bruce Brown and Cam Johnson, are we going to get better than what they had? I know a lot of talk going into the season is this is like a much improved team from that aspect. I'm not a huge Cam Johnson fan as
Mm.
far as is he really an upgrade over Michael Porter Jr. and Bruce Brown? He caught magic in a bottle on that title team, and then he's kind of like been injured and just been out in the wilderness for a couple of years. Does he still have it? I think that's the question that'll increase their title odds. Is if Cam Johnson fits and he's better, awesome. And if they can count on Bruce Brown, those are two big pluses. And if they can't, obviously they're still going to be really good, barring a Jokic injury. But the question, are those big upgrades over what we've been watching?
Yeah, that's the one thing I wrote down too is Johnson versus Michael Porter Jr. That's the big question for me because it's like how much of an improvement is it now? If it's the Suns, Cam Johnson, if you can have him play more towards that level, I like it a little better. Like the one thing you don't have to worry about is effort. Like Michael Porter Jr., there was nights where he didn't have a lot of effort, but like when you're with the Nets, like you could question like how good is this guy, right? Like when he was with the Nets. I guess my only cope if you're saying is like when you're on the Nets, are you really motivated to play every night? Are you really motivated to give your A game every night? I just think that's a little harder to ask. But so you're right. I think that's still a fair big question. How much better? Because Porter Jr. could make shots. Like that guy could make shots over people. He was 6'10". He jumped really high in shots. So like you're not going to have that, but can he be better? I think that's a really good question. And just another one, I guess, just to add a little variety to the question, is just can one of the young guys kind of step up and make a real big role and impact on the team? Brown did last year. He kind of made a jump, but can he make a little bit bigger of a leap? Can Peyton Watson step up? Strother, these young guys can one of these young guys kind of really take hold and etch in a bigger role in this team. That's something I have a big question about because if they can add a young guy, that will add to maybe adding a little bit more athleticism to your playoff roster.
Yeah, for sure. Like those young guys are key to kind of giving you a backbone to extend Jokic's window.
Yeah, correct. What constitutes success for you for the Nuggets going into the season? What would be a successful season for you?
This has to be for the Nuggets are one of the few teams. This has to be like a Western Conference Finals. Like,
Yeah.
you know, again, like you said, if you lose to OKC in the second round, you lost to OKC. But I still think again, when you have these types of players, and each year that goes by, it's got to be championship or bust, which
Yeah.
sounds way too definitive. But again, when you have Jokic, it has to be we got to get real close.
Yeah, and because like you're kind of you're uncertain about Jokic's future, it puts a little bit more, because there's always rumors about him going to retire early and do the horse thing. So like there's just a little added pressure on the organization to have a run because even though I think like I don't care how far you get, like it matters who you lose to. That's not the way people or most fans or organizations think. They're like, how far did we get? Well, we only got out of the first round. We got to make big changes. So for them, I think it's important. You need to get back to the Western Conference Finals, if not the finals, to have success this year.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned it. Like, I think Jokic is one of those guys that I don't think he'll leave. I think his leaving would be, like you said, if this reaches a point where he doesn't think he's going to win, I think he'll just retire. I don't think he's one of those. I don't think he's going to play till he's 40, like LeBron, unless the Nuggets are consistently good. I don't think he's a guy that's just going to stick around and be like, I'm going to get 40,000 points. Because I think when he doesn't think he can win in Denver, I do think he'll just hang it up.
No, okay. Yeah, I like it. Prediction. What's your prediction for the Nuggets this season?
So I'm going to give them a top 2 seed. I think they're going to have home court, for the first couple rounds.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're going to be one of the top 2 teams in the Western Conference. Agreed. Okay, anything else for the Nuggets?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, thanks, Clint. Thanks, everybody else, for watching. Let us know in the comments down below what you guys think of the Denver Nuggets season. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you like what you're listening to. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll talk to you guys real soon. Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X, and we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.